Update 7 is here for Prehistoric Kingdom, and there is quite a lot to unpack with this one. Lots of new content and quality of life features have been added to the game. So let's take a deep dive and discuss in the developer's own words as we read through the list of changes. Welcome park managers and happy 1-year anniversary. Thank you to everyone who has played, supported, and given feedback to Prehistoric Kingdom. It's crazy to think it's already been a full year, but here we are. In this update, we've expanded the power system, added new modules, and made a lot of important quality of life changes. There have also been some substantial optimizations and stability fixes, though our work on this front continues. Be sure to read the full patch notes. As a brief aside, we'd like to quickly touch on the next release, Update 8. This update is going to be quite a major one for the game, including a brand new species and completely reworked animal locomotion. Due to the amount of ongoing work required, the update is expected to go live in June. It's imperative that all of the new backend is efficient and allows us to safely expand it to include future behaviors and improved AI. Thank you all for your patience. Then of course they go on to talk about Update 7's features. Starting with expanded power systems. The research system has been expanded to include the energy category, coming with 10 researchable items, including new generators and upgrades for power output. Then we get lots of new screenshots here as well. Then they go on to talk about this latest update also includes an early iteration of structure durability, allowing key modules such as power generators to break down over time. Once broken, players will need to repair the module by selecting the group or broken generator itself. From there, you can click the new Repair Structure button. To ensure that nearby buildings stay powered, we've added backup batteries. These utility items will charge up over time, providing power when a local generator has failed. In the future, players will have staff to help maintain all the facilities in the park. So we're finally going to get some staff workers in, which is sorely needed at the moment to add a little more life to the game. Moving along, they go to talk about new modules. 2 new modules have been added to the structures category within the research system, the restaurant and shopping center. These modules are significantly larger than the existing kiosks, serving more visitors at once and bringing in greater profits. Like the other modules, their colors can be customized. In the future, guests will be able to sit in the restaurant booths. Moving along, they've added some new prefabs as well. Several new prefabs have been added using the new modules arriving in Update 7. These structures are a great way to quickly build out your park. This also includes a gorgeous natural aviary design, beautifully furnished with wooden architecture and an open internal space. Then we come down to the good stuff. More biome and vegetation options. At least for me, I can't speak for everyone, but for me, placing trees and vegetation is a big thing. 22 vegetation presets have been added across all the current biomes, allowing for quick and convenient habitat construction. These presets have been curated to provide appealing plant combinations in as few clicks as possible. Alongside the new vegetation presets, we've refreshed the Terraforming toolbox with updated visuals to help with usability. For players who wish to select individual plants, this option is still available. And last but not least, terrain flattening and adapting foliage. Important modules such as feeders, hay beds, kiosks, and bathrooms will now flatten the terrain when placed below or close to the ground. This functionality extends to floor pieces, allowing players to build foundations. By default, players cannot terraform over floor pieces or modules. For power users, these new terrain rules can be completely disabled in the building toolbox or terraforming window to make some custom structures easier to build, for example pools, moats, etc. Floating foliage will now be detached from the terrain, allowing players to terraforming without disruption. Plants placed below the terrain will maintain their height offset, even with terrain adjustments. Furthermore, the plant brush will no longer place foliage on top of paths, fences, and modules, floor pieces. As mentioned above, players can disable terrain rules to allow foliage painting on modular pieces again. Lastly, modular prefabs will now be placed from their modular grid height. This change gives players a consistent placement height to work with, allowing you to better curate the placement experience of custom prefabs. As this is a structural change, it might affect several user prefabs that have been made prior to this modification. To get around this, simply shift the height of all the group's pieces, quickly selectable through box select or Ctrl plus A, to match where they should meet the ground relative to the grid's height. Resave your prefab with these changes. With the help of workshop creators, we believe this new standard will create a more consistent and less intrusive build experience. We apologize for the inconvenience. Well, that's about it for the features for this update. You can go onto the Steam page for the full patch notes. If you have found this content useful in any way, please leave a like. And if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing to support the channel. Thank you all so much for stopping by. You all are amazing. See you all in the next video.